Hello friends, this is Laloon Bunny and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to share my new pen, and this is my Valentine's Day pen, and this is the latest from TWSBI. It is the TWSBI ECO Espresso Bronze. As I have read somewhere, this pen is part of their breakfast collection together with the cafe crema and the cream rose gold, which I don't have. So this is my first fountain pen from their breakfast collection. And look at that beautiful, beautiful brown espresso color of the body and bronze trims. So I'm very happy when I first saw this pen. Now let's look at it closely. As you can see, it is a rich medium brown, and I already think of the inks that would go well with this color. And I went with a fine nib. This is my first TWSBI Eco in fine nib because I just wanted to try it, and I'm curious with fine TWSBI Eco. And that's how it looks like. It's really pretty. And now I also want to get the cafe crema, cafe bronze, and the cream rose gold, maybe in the future. So here's a closer look on the cap of this pen. And I've read somewhere that TWSBI Eco, the word eco is actually short for economical because of its price range. It's sort of a beginner friendly fountain pen when it comes to its filling mechanism, which is piston filling mechanism, and when it comes to the price and affordability of this pen also. Now let's just admire the beauty of this pen together. This is a pen rest which I got for free from a Benu fountain pen, and I think it's quite a match to the TWSBI Eco Espresso Bronze. Okay, so now I'm bringing out my brown ink swatches, and these are medium to dark brown ink swatches. So now let's see which ink I'll be using for this fountain pen. Okay, so as you can see, almost all fountain pens, almost all inks from this ink swatch series or ink swatches are a good match to this fountain pen. So I think the steeped umber is a good match, as well as the Iroshizuku Tsukushi. However, this one is already discontinued. The Lidate is also a good match, as well as Coffee Break, the Tasha Cha, and Wearing Gold Cowardly Lion. But I think for the spirit of espresso, I'm going to choose Diamine Espresso. But as you can see, the Kurocha from Tasha and the Diamine back is also a good match, as well as Sailor Ink Studio 683. So almost all, as well as a Sailor Tea Time Fika. So I think if I would recommend brown inks that would pair well with this colorway of the fountain pen, these are the inks that I would recommend. But for the spirit of espresso, I'm going to choose the Diamine Espresso. This is special edition ink. I'm not sure if this is limited edition, but most likely it's not. This is from their 150th anniversary ink collection. So I'm just worried that it might be too dark for a fine nib, that it might lean towards black whenever I'm writing with it, but hopefully not. So now let's ink my pen with the Diamine Espresso. Okay, so I'm just going to get my bottle of Diamine Espresso. So this is how the bottle looks like. And as you can see, it's quite a specially shaped bottle. It's like a block of cheese. I'll be showing it later. So that's the pen and ink pairing that we'll be using for today. And I'm very excited. This is my first time to use this ink in a pen, and also my first time to use a fine nib on my TWSBI ECO. So let's try and ink it now. So as you can see, that's the shape of this bottle and the other bottles for the anniversary collection as well. So I guess it will be, if you collect all the bottles or all the inks, it would create a circular pie with the ink bottle shapes. So, as we all know by now, the TWSBI Eco has a piston filling mechanism. So, for those of you who are just starting with fountain pens, I would think that the TWSBI Eco is a good starter or beginner pen. So, this is how you fill it with ink. You twist the knob until the screw is on the latter part, and then you soak the full nib into onto the ink bottle. Make sure the breather hole and the feed is submerged, and then you twist the knob um, clockwise to get the ink. It will suck the ink upwards with its piston filling mechanism. So I'm not filling the fountain pen barrel. I'm just going to fill it around 1/3 because that's how I usually ink my fountain pens. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it and secure the ink inside. Okay, so our fountain pen is now inked with Diamine Espresso. Now let's move on to the writing sample or writing test. Okay, so let's return the cap and make sure it's secure so that it won't spill. So again, this is the Diamine Espresso from their 150th ink anniversary collection. And I'm going to be using my Midori pen and ink journal for this one, as I always do whenever I have a new pen. And first, I'm going to swatch the ink, and I'll be using a glass pen to make a swatch of the fountain pen ink. Okay, so let's just set this area up. Okay, so first I'm going to be swatching the Diamine Espresso. So this is a glass pen, a Rohrer and Klingner glass pen, the other side of the glass pen, which I'm using for the ink swatching. Okay, so upon swatching here, I noticed that it's not really dark. So I'm hoping really that um the writing sample or the letters won't be really dark to the point that it looks black. Okay, and I'll also be using a silicone stamp ink set from Everyday Explorers Co. and this stamp pad from Shachihata. I believe this is called Sand. Okay, so I find it difficult to remove the stamps, so I do this technique to remove it. Okay, so now I'm going to be setting up the acrylic block and the stamps that I'll be using. Okay, so there I'm putting the stamp, and then for the moment of truth, I hope the stamp goes well. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it survived. It's a good stamp. However, the pen is quite bent or crooked. Anyway, so let's begin writing. Okay, so right off the bat, the nib is really smooth. So I was really surprised. I was expecting more feedback from fine nib, and I have watched somewhere that their bronze nibs or bronze trims are more not really scratchy, but they have a pull or tug on the paper. But upon testing it, it's really smooth. It's like writing with a medium nib, medium stainless steel nib. And just by looking at it, it really shows the brown color of this ink. So my fear was that it will look black with fine nib, but with this writing sample it really shows the brown of the Diamine Espresso ink. So I'm really happy with that. And now my TWSBI ECO Espresso Bronze is inked with Diamine Espresso. So that's really a satisfying pen and ink pairing. I'm really basic like that. Okay, so more writing samples for this one. So this is two times speed of my normal writing speed. Okay, so I'm just writing a short review, smooth writing experience, and also lubricated pen and ink pairing. Okay, so now I'm going to be writing more, and I chose some information about caffeine. I mean, about espresso and its caffeine amount. And I think this information is from customerreports.org. So it says that espresso typically has 63 milligrams of caffeine in 1 ounce. So 1 ounce is the amount of one shot. And according to the Department of Agriculture Nutrition data, the normal regular coffee has 12 to 16 milligrams of caffeine. So it means espresso typically has more caffeine and like three folds more caffeine than regular coffee. So that's my unboxing and inking and quick review, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like and subscribe to support my channel. And also, if you want to be notified whenever I post new video, also click that bell notification icon. This is Laloon Bunny. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you are also getting this pen and what inks you would like to ink it with. Again, this is Laloon Bunny. Have a creative and happy day. Bye!